Welcome to the Drum Lounge Podcast.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Drum Lounge Podcast. I am your Jesus Christ following, your Flam 5 playing, your Flam Drag finessing host, Jeremie Foster.
And I'm the man that might make his last appearance on this show, depending on how the rest of this episode goes. And we're here, baby. Welcome back to the almost captivated, almost stolen podcast.
Right. Hey, we're back, man. This is a current episode. We haven't been hacked in 7 days, so we're doing good, man. Praise God, man. We got God's protection over us, so we're good.
Yes,
we got a, like Bryon said, man. We got a really special episode today. Really special guest, man. I think it's only right for Bryon to dive into who we got today.
Yeah. So hold on. Amen. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the most heartfelt person that we have coming on to our podcast for me. This is the person that started everything going on with me down here in Florida. Outside of college, everything educational, everything pushing for music, for Christianity, for faith, for everything. This person, without getting too much into what she can give on herself, this person has her bachelor's, and let me make sure because I took notes and I don't want to mess it up. She has a bachelor's in psychology from the great Bethune-Cookman University. So just remember, everybody that came on this thing, you hear me? So, Bethune-Cookman. She has a master's as well in educational leadership from Nova.
Yes.
And her doctorate in the exact same thing from Lynn University. So, y'all, we have Mrs. Dr. Lockhart-Mays in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
I'm in this thing now.
And I'm so happy to have you here. We've been working together for so many years, and I've had this podcast for a very long time, and you was on the podcast before, yes. So you're a returning guest. You was actually a guest at the very, very beginning, like before I even had video, before I even had traction, before the Instagram page was popping. So you're a loyal guest for sure, and forever show love to you, forever show love to your organization. And I am just so blessed to have you here.
And thank you,
sure.
Bryon. That was beautiful, Bryon.
Absolutely.
Good job.
I appreciate it. I practiced for like an hour before we did that, but y'all, I made it through. And if I didn't mention, she taught me like 90% of the gospel songs that I know. This is one song. That's why I was trying to sing to you, Jeremie. I don't know the words yet, but it's like, keep on clapping your hands. You're going to clap
by
your hands.
Mary.
Keep clapping your hands. Nova Lockhart-Mays.
Yes, Mrs. Nova Lockhart-Mays. Welcome to the show. So you're the founder and owner of a just total center for arts, just a whole conglomerate of arts that is in Southern Florida. Where did all this start from? Like, what's your background? Do you have a background in music? Like, did you have a love for music growing up? What was your so how did this all start?
So Jeremie, I love that you asked me that question because yes, I have a background in music, church music first of all. So I grew up singing in church from the age of they told me 3. I remember when I was 4.
They told you.
So I was singing songs and they would call me up because adults just like to see children perform and hear them sing. And if they could sing well, oh boy, that's just the cherry on top. But singing in church. Yeah. And then I was singing my senior year at a Bethune-Cookman Alumni Association luncheon here in West Palm Beach, Florida. And Dr. Oswald Perry Bronson, the president at that time, was in attendance. And he got on the microphone after I led a song and he said, that young lady right there is going to get a full scholarship to Bethune-Cookman. So how was that going to happen? So I got there. I chose Bethune over FAMU because I had a full scholarship there to be in the concert choir there. And I auditioned at Spelman for their choir, and I also auditioned at FAU. So FAU gave the least amount of money, and my mom and dad were like, listen, you're going to have to pay for your own college because we're trying to pay off the house and things of that nature. And so I went to FAMU's band camp. And choral camp, first and only choral camp, which was happening simultaneously at the same time with the band camp. It was the only one they ever held in 1996, right?
So is this like the high school band camp that they have? Okay, the high school choir camp.
That
is cool.
And it's crazy because
That is so cool.
Yeah, my boyfriend at the time played what they call quads. Well, you guys know. And so he was going up there and I was going up there. And so we just thought naturally I was going to be a rapper. And so I had one more audition and I came down to Dr. Rebecca Walker Steele and I auditioned for her. And she was over the Bethune-Cookman Concert Chorale. And I did that and she said, listen, anything I need to do to get you here, we're going to get you here. So I sang my scales. I sang an aria.
Wow. I
sang Summertime by Porgy and Bess. And she's like, listen, we need you here. And so her saying that and Dr. Oswald Perry Bronson saying what he said, I felt like that would be more cluck for my buck. And I chose in the 9th hour to come to Bethune-Cookman College at that time.
Sheesh.
So after that,
BCC.
And I'm so glad I did. It's the best university.
Yeah.
And so I went there and I was able to I became Miss Freshman. So I was Miss Freshman on the campus. Okay. I sang there too for my campaign and I won. And so the Miss Bethune-Cookman was from West Palm Beach and it was just wonderful. So then I had a balance the second semester. Yeah. And the Alumni Association sent a VHS tape up to the office of Dr. Oswald Perry Bronson and said, oh no, you promised. And so there was no such scholarship, and so they called it the Presidential Incentive Scholarship. I was the only one there with it. And it paid for everything that financial aid did not pay. I didn't even need the Concert Chorale Scholarship, but she was able to tag that on for me. And the rest is history.
Yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool. The fact that like you got just called out specifically by the president, by Brunson, like there's whole dorms named after him now. So that is fire. And he's my frat brother.
Mine
too.
So cool.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. He's a legend in our chapter.
I didn't know that. Oh, new information to me. Well, Mrs. Mays, that was a phenomenal answer. Also, too, I don't want to be the bearer of the only one that heard it, but it's like a crazy echo. I just want to make sure that it's not nobody that's going to come get you in the alleyway in the Bronx in New York. Are you? Where are you? If you don't mind me asking,
Mr. Bryon K. Russell, I am in Faith's Place.
You heard that.
Performing Arts Auditorium. I'm not going to show it to you, but you can hear like,
Yeah.
He in here right now.
See, you heard that perfect C? I don't know what it was.
See, you know what's crazy?
So,
never mind. I ain't gonna be able to figure that out.
I know you don't know it.
No, see, now I'm gonna try. Okay, hold on. If I guess it right, will you be able to tell me?
I have relative pitch.
Was it
I don't have perfect pitch. So I would need a piano in front of me, which I have a Pravanova right to my left, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, no worries. So Faith's Place, the word or the name Faith's Place, what's the history behind it? I mean, I know, but for the folks that don't know, what's the history behind
Jeremie?
Faith's Place?
Thank you. These are such great questions. Faith's Place is definitely a place where faith resides, right? We teach our students faith and leadership, so there you have that. And we believe in God through his son Jesus, that God, for all of our increase. All right. Mm-hmm. But I had a student in third grade when I was teaching at a high needs elementary school here in Riviera Beach, and they call it the Raw for a reason. And so I met him. I was over SECME when I was teaching, and that's science, engineering, communications, math, things of that nature. It's a club. So I had this young man in my class in kindergarten, and then I had him again when I was teaching a third, fourth grade split class. So back then they had something called the FCAT, and that's for students who needed to be passed on through good cause. Anyway, he won the citizenship award for my class, never missed a day at school. But this day he missed it. But that Saturday I met his brother. Came out, he said, listen, take care of my brother. You know, our dad is away for, on vacation, if you understand what I'm saying, where Bryon works.
That kind.
And so, it was, he said, just take care of him. I said, I got you. That Tuesday, whatever happened, that Wednesday, I called my roll, and the student said, Miss Mays, you didn't hear what happened? I said, what? They said his brother was killed last night. I said, what? The one that I just met on Saturday, 16 years old. And so I buzzed the front office and I told them, I don't know what you're going to do with my class. I think I'm going to go ahead and split them, but I got to go down the street to this young man's house And I went, and the young man almost ran me over. And his mother said, I felt in my spirit that there was trouble surrounding my boys. And she said, if he had a safe place to go after school, he would be alive right now. And that really resonated with me. I went home. I had my daughter Faith in her, her baby seat, just kind of like rocking her. And I was writing this business plan that God told me to write. I didn't know what I was doing it for. And it just kept resounding, safe place, after school, safe place. And I'm like, Faith, quiet down, Faith's place, right? So if we can offer these young men and women a switch out an instrument for a weapon, oh my gosh, it could change the trajectory of their lives.
Powerful.
I got a little choked up there. So,
absolutely. And
here we are, almost 15 years later, still doing the same thing, still having the same cause. But we not only have a preschool and after-school arts enrichment program, we have a pre-K through 12th grade School of the Arts. And so we have our first graduating class with our students being duly enrolled in college, who will be graduating with 30 credit hours already. Now, you and I both know that is amazing for them to go in as sophomores, or as they call it, second year students now, for free, in addition to financial aid and things of that nature. Crazy. But because of that young man's story, because it's a place where faith resides, and because of my experience going to a School of the Arts, I wanted it available to students who look like me, who didn't have that, head start in the like our counterparts. Yeah,
that is such a powerful story, man. The history of Faith Place itself is just so powerful. And y'all are really plugged in several institutions across the nation. Like, you can go to any school, any band director, and they are familiar with the students that come from Faith Place. So that is crazy.
Now, you mentioned that you attended the School of the Arts. I know you're not talking about Bethune-Cookman, but if you would like to point it out, please. I thought that was pretty cool that you said that.
So this vocal thing has been prevalent in my life, just present here for all my life. And so in 8th grade, summer after 8th grade, I auditioned for a head honcho here who's also an alpha. His name is Dr. Orville Lawton, who's also a graduate of Bethune-Cookman University, who is iconic for starting the Ebony Corral here in South Florida.
Okay.
So he was the one that was auditioning the students that year, and my brother, who's his frat brother. Okay, all my brothers are alphas. All their wives are AKAs. We are part of the first family. No tea, no shade. Okay.
I can't even see the color. On that, man.
Oh, you can't? I'll just get a little closer.
Okay. All right.
For some reason, it just gets blurry.
So he auditioned me that summer because my brother told me, hey, my frat brother wants you to come and audition because he heard you sang in church. Now he wants you to sing, for this audition. And at that time, it was called Palm Beach County School of the Arts, and it was 6th through 12th grade. It was a pilot program in our county. Yeah. They wanted to see if students enjoyed learning about the arts. Boy, oh boy, was it more than a pilot. It began a boom here in Palm Beach County, and they separated it and called it Bach Middle School of the Arts and Alexander Dreyfus School of the Arts. But I was a part of that third graduating class at Palm Beach County School of the Arts. So ultimately, but let me say this disclaimer, because of some of the discrimination I received in the arts world, that's the third reason why Faith Place exists. I left my senior year and I went to my brother's school where he was teaching math, and I graduated. So January of my senior year, this is what helps drive me, right? Because of the adversity I've experienced, I don't want any other student to experience that type of adversity, right? Because they haven't had exposure to the fine arts early on like our counterparts, right? So I think a gift is a gift. It just needs to be refined, and so that's what we're able to do here at Faith Place.
Yes, and
it takes a special person to just have that mindset of paying it forward. Like you have the gift, but you're not keeping the gift all to yourself. Like, you want to pass it to the next person, pass it to someone who may not be able to achieve it on their own, but with your guidance, with your teaching, they'll be able to. So that's,
and I have a phenomenal staff. So at first I was teaching everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But as we began to grow, we grew massively. And as we grew,
that's awesome.
People like Bryon came into into the forefront. So yeah.
Speaking of her growing, because I don't know if she's gonna mention it, I'll mention it because I'm still blown away by it. The place that started off as just an aftercare now turning into a school that's letting kids soar farther past where they even thought was possible. With Face Place, formerly after school, now a school of the arts offers things like strings or orchestral different items for everybody. Dance, liturgical dance. I hope I said that right because I'm not. Okay, I bet. Yes, liturgical dance, as well as the marching band portion of dance. I don't necessarily know what that's called, but it flags if that's considered a thing. You also have our dance girls, also known as the don't mess me up. Jubilant dancers. Bam. I'm the truth. Yes. All of those different things that are involved. Computer courses that are involved. Digital media now, and all of these things deriving from something that just started as, like you said, just a little notion of faith, and something as big as somebody letting you know that somebody has to go to a safe place. Now you have all of these opportunities, and that leads me to my next point that I wanted to point out too. All of this makes you such a big impact in the community. I don't think I have gone anywhere in Palm Beach. Everybody knows I'm from Georgia. I have never been anywhere in Palm Beach where I haven't said Face Place and your name hasn't been the one to come up. Or if I hadn't said your name, they said, "Oh yeah, I know Noble. Noble this, that, and third, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Noble this, that, and third." Your name is so impactful in the community. What I wanted to ask you is, what is your goal to complete in the community that you serve here? Well, outside of serving our Lord Jesus Christ, of course, but serving the community, what is your goal to see happen in the community? We've already made such a huge impact in this community. Now we're looking for other communities.
Want to expand. That's nice. Hey, Atlanta is a good spot to be. Atlanta. I feel like you put a bug in my ear about that a few years ago. But so you run just this complete conglomerate School of the Arts, and I know a couple of other guys who run community drumlines, community programs. What goes on for the upkeep of these organizations?
It will be great if I only had to be concerned with drumline, right? So I'm so blessed to have Mr. Bryon to work with our students and take on what we're going to do and what we're not going to do, because I'm running like a whole school here. But prior to that, preschool is the most vulnerable group of students, right? Those who govern us, they're like, they can sign themselves in and out. But the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, we need this, we need that, we need, and that is a huge, huge, huge responsibility for me for the preschool. So we have that, and then we have added, as if that wasn't enough, kindergarten through 12th grades. And then, as if that wasn't enough, we've got the National Junior Honor Society, National Honor Society. We've got the Tri-M Music Honor Society. We've got,
I was a part of that.
Purple chords, yes. Wow. Pink. It's a lot to try to regulate, make sure the liability insurance stays clean. All of these things, there's a lot of moving parts. So for us, we are governed by 5 different entities, and I work for myself. So you're going to work harder for yourself than you would anyone else. Although I was a good steward over everybody's job where I was blessed enough to work, I don't burn bridges, and we just try to make sure we're kind to everybody and just line ourselves up with the word of God, because it doesn't return to us void. So yes, the answer is, it can be stressful, but I choose joy, and it comes with strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. There
you go. Absolutely. And I can see that. Like the product that you all have, like just in every aspect. Like, honor your name. The drumline competition is just one aspect of just an amazing product, and we're definitely going to dive into that for sure. But you can just tell from that one product that like you put a lot of work into it, and the end result is phenomenal. Like, you take care of the people who, like, I've been one of the judges for the competition. You take care of us like really well. You take care of the drum lines that come. You take care of the people who do the media, the people who, the other drum lines who are competing. Like, and it's just, you can tell that it's all a result of your good stewardship, your good faithfulness to God.
Absolutely, Jeremie.
It's awesome to see.
When God has blessed us with our gifts, right? We're supposed to share it with the world. And for those of us who are possessing those gifts, we need to be able to be recognized for having those gifts. And I celebrate everybody who's bringing those gifts to the table.
Yeah.
Double honor.
Absolutely.
If I could. Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we touched on faith play. I mean, we touched on honor your name. So I think it's only right.
Yeah.
Honor your name is coming up on March 7th. It's going to be here in West Palm, or it's going to be in West Palm Beach. And hey, it's about to be quite the competition. I think the best competition in Florida. So
I know
if you're in Florida, you might need to pull up. I mean, we've been talking about it for the past umpteen episodes, but hey, it's coming up, man. So y'all need to go ahead and get the tickets and pull up, man.
Kind. He said it, I did.
So about honor your name, like where did that name come from?
Okay, so honor your name, right? So our son, our baby, is Lockhart-Mays. And when he was 9 years old, we were at the Pleasant City Community Center. And one of the students at that school across the street from us took his life, right? Because he was not equipped with words to express whatever he was going through. And the principal came over and she talked to me. And she said, Noble, do what you do. You know, like she knew I was going to pray with our students in our after school program and, you know, just be able to be a light for them because she said, you know, a lot of those students were in this young man's class. And so they sent a mental health counselor over to Faith's place from the school to do some deeper work. She said nothing. By the time we finished, she was in tears and she's like, this has been the best experience of my life. So what we were able to do with our students, just allow them to speak and don't tell them to stay in a child's place and just let them know that they're valuable. You're young, but your feelings matter. We were able to do that, and Honor came up to me because he was 9 at that time as well as that young man, and he said, what can we do to teach children not to harm themselves? And as myself and my husband were consoling him, I said, we can teach them to honor their name. And I'm like, oh, that's good, right? And so,
and this is while in the midst of having Faith Place. Like Faith Place was already up and running by that time.
Yes, and so because Honor was a part of Faith Place, I started the little drumline because of him when he was 2. So at this point, he's 9 years old, asking what can we do to teach children not to harm themselves. And I'm like, we can teach children, adults, everybody needs this good mission statement. So what we did was we took the 2 things that he loves, which are basketball and percussion. And we have a whole day with students being active and releasing endorphins, which clinically, with a degree in psychology and elementary education, you forgot about my 2 undergraduate degrees from Bethune, but it's okay. So you release endorphins, which makes you happy and not feel sad. And when a person is feeling joy, I like to call it, then you're more prone to feel like you can speak and you can talk about what it is that may be making you feel sad or whatever. Because for the vast majority of the time, you are releasing these endorphins. So that's what we do. We take the arts of athleticism and percussion, and we mash it up, and we make it a wonderful eclectic blend for a day of events. So we start off with the basketball games, and we have 4 major games that morning. Simultaneously, the percussion festival is starting in the cafetorium, and then we feed everybody. Like you said, we take care of everybody well. And then those collegiate representatives come in and they do percussion masterclass, if you will, so clinics. And that's what we're going to have this year. We're keeping that under wraps. And so they're going to do that for us. And then we go right into the percussion. I call it the urban drumline competition. And so that's when we have those who come out, KK Psi, Tau Beta Sigma, Phi Mu Alpha, SAI. That's a great time for these students who are in high school to learn about those organizations that are on these HBCU campuses. And so just showing service, attitude, gratitude. We have a lot of different community organizations that help us with this event, sponsored by Chick-fil-A. It's really, 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 really great.
It really is. Like, you know, I've been going for the past, 4 or 5 years, and literally every time is just an awesome event. So I literally hate that I can't. That I won't be able to be there this year.
We'll see you next year.
We're still doing our live stream, and I will.
And we appreciate that.
Tuning in.
You know, last year was the first year. Was it? Yes. God gives me these visions of how something should look. Right. I'm big on presentations. That's why we real swaggy when we step out. You know.
Yes.
Just
every
today,
time.
I wanted the signage. I wanted to wear our varsity jacket. You know, it's super important to show God's best, right? And so, and that's everybody. I celebrate everybody's students, all staff, everywhere, whatever school, whatever community organization, because we all matter in God's eyesight. And so I try not to discriminate or segregate ourselves from anyone else. We try to show up to everybody's event we have for all these years. And for the most part, people reciprocate that. And I'm grateful, you know, for that. Yeah.
That's why I'm so glad for us having this community event. As it happened in the past, as it will keep going on in the future, so many people from outside of Florida are just so interested in what we have going on in Honor Your Name, and they want to pour into us what we pour into them. As you all may have seen, we've been to North Carolina. We went to, correct me if I'm wrong, we went to Tennessee last year. We've been back and forth from Georgia multiple times, going to Destination, going to the Beatdown. We've been to Tennessee. I believe we've been to Virginia as well. I've lost track of how many places that Faith Place has traveled to, and it's Alabama. We've been to Alabama State as well. I don't know how I missed that one. So all of these things that we're putting in people's ear, I just think that creates what the definition of community and love is. That's how you make things better. Like you involve everybody and you make sure everybody is inclusive in what's going on. So, if I may, the elephant in the entire drumline community now, or one of the elephants, there's been a lot of things going on with the segregation of what's going on in different divisions. It seems like everybody's finding a reason to separate what a group is and why a group should be here and there. And as long as I've been with Faith Place, which has been since 2017, I've seen nothing but growth. And that's from the bottom to the top. Or even up there in the ranks, wherever you consider us to be. It's all been a growth of skill. Community, high school, middle school, elementary, everything else under the sun. I believe that it all falls under the same umbrella, which is the love of percussion, the love of wanting to be better. So, how does that make you feel with everything that's going on? Because I know you know. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Before you even ask that question, like this ties into like something that I saw Ty Brown ask Jamal Harris on Facebook, and it was a public ask. Like he wrote on his wall, and he was like, "Who are we protecting when we force the drumlines and community to be separate from high schools?" And that caused a very long conversation, even outside of those two people. And so, how do you feel about that? And I know you gotta feel
initially I felt away. I mean, to the point where I felt like I came out of character. And then I had to recognize it for what it was. There was nothing but the spirit of the Antichrist. That was the enemy. And I refused to acknowledge it. You know, maybe I asked a couple people, why is there a problem? You know, because I like to get to the bottom of things. I made a few phone calls to some, you know, high-ranking individuals, just asking, you know, what is your opinion? You know, because I like to be objective. I want to be fair. And if they, not they, let's put names. If individuals from high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, or public schools, let's just be clear, have an issue with something, I like to know. Let's sit down at a table. Let's talk about it. And no one has talked to me about it. So I'm waiting for that day. You know, I'm super prepared for the conversation. But for the individuals that I trust and that I felt like I could reach out to, I did call them, and they know how I feel about it or felt, because when I tell you in current day, it doesn't take any brain matter from me, because I've moved on from it. People don't tend to recognize things until it affects them, right? And so it affected us, and then we had one or two ways to handle it, and I thank God for Bryon, because when I was operating in my flesh watching, you know, he was like, Mrs. Mays, this is not like you. Usually say, I'm unbothered. I don't care. You know, he had to remind me. And I'm like, well, you upset and you do, you know? And he's like, Mrs. Mays. And I started to make him feel uncomfortable. And Jeremie, I had to check myself with my moral compass, and that is the word of God. I wasn't, just like I can't get as upset at my son's basketball games because he plays on a high level, right? He's been playing varsity since 8th grade, you know, at high school. When God has gifted you and he's anointed you,
freak of nature,
people can't take it away from you. They just can't. So what I choose to do is let the joy of the Lord be my strength at this point in my life. Because 2 years ago, let me tell you, it was on and popping. I was ready. Okay? Yeah. So I said, you know what? We're going to let God be God. And we are going to continue to do what we're doing. So Honor Your Name is not just a percussion competition. It is raising an awareness against mental illness. And who? Young people. We got to get that thing at the root, right? And so, yes, the byproduct is the urban drumline competition, the percussion festival, the basketball games. But best believe at the beginning of all of them, we're praying before we sing the national anthem. And whatever religion you choose to be, it's just nice to be nice, right? And so we're trying to really help save these people who may be troubled within their minds, and more often than not, right, to show them that there is an alternative other than unaliving yourself, you know, or harming yourself, cutting yourself, whatever the vice may be. We want to give them an alternative. So at that event, we're passing out pamphlets on mental health. What can we do? If you are Christian, here's Christian counselors. You know, we have a few scholarships we're giving out for better health. You know what I mean? So that right there is a start to not just speaking about it, but being about it, how we're being healthy for our community and beyond. And hopefully, if we competing for anything, let's compete with that. How many of us can really help these children mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically? Let's compete with that. And let's come back to the table and say, we signed up 500 students for mental health counseling. Or if they don't feel like anything's wrong, that they're getting academic tutoring, or they're getting this, or they're dually enrolled, or something to help their families have a springboard, right, into success.
Things like that are just absolutely pivotal in this age of social media specifically. Like young kids, they are allowing the internet to govern how they should live in this society. And that can lead anybody astray immediately. So programs like you, programs like Atlanta Drum Academy with Mr. Riles, he's also leading their drum line with Faith. These are just absolutely amazing organizations. And so I can never thank Mr. Riles enough for having organizations.
And then also, I'm not sure what Cream did back in the day. I'm sure that if not for anything else,
it was the same way.
Occupied in their minds, you know, and I don't mind is the Devil's Playground, right? So just getting them at Cream, ABA, Shark City out of Virginia, created to play
Shark
out
City,
of Georgia,
Brooklyn United,
Nexus, Brooklyn United.
Tampa has the Bay Area Academy, that's in Tampa, Florida, and they also have another group called the True Champions, which is one that I am intriguingly interested in. That's the one that we were speaking to with Mr. Trey Caldwell, that does his personal drum lessons as well as teaching the drum line, how to keep up with the beats. Yeah, man, it's growing to the point where I'm almost okay with the fact of where we are and where everybody portrays us. It starts to look like we become a threat. Even when I was talking with Mr. Riles said back when he had Cream, and you all used to compete with high schools. They stopped him from competing because they was winning too much with the accusation.
My year.
Yeah, with the accusation of they have, I don't know, like I always hear the word cheat code, but they practice too much. Of course, they're going to win high schools. And he went and corrected them and said, we only practice one day a week
on Sundays. We only practice on Sundays from 2 to 7. So it's like,
man,
what can y'all say? Y'all practice every single day after school, but that was just something.
I personally think it just comes from the drive of the person that's teaching. How much do you want for the students that are under you? Are you going up there just to get a check, or are you going up there to make sure that those kids thrive past you?
Do you want to be known for being in front of the drum line that receives first place, or are you really trying to impact these students who are learning these beats, who are learning the music? Are you really trying to send them off to college? Like, all of that stuff matters, man. And you can tell when it's a drumline when it's an instructor who lacks the actual qualities needed
or
for like a
successful drumline. Or if you want to send them off into the armed forces or out into a vocation, whatever the case may be, we want to produce productive citizens, right? And we want to, the village, because their family is their family. We gone down to that, that's the order of God. But out as the villagers, right? We want to be an asset to them and not something that pulls away. Not while you're here performing under the auspices or the name of Faith Place, that's all we want you for. Now go. No, we want to be in their lives. If you see our alumni, I mean, at my my doctoral dinner, right? I had a celebration, and my alumni got back together, and they all raised money to start an alumni association for Faith. And all of my friends from the Early Learning Coalition of Palm Beach County, they were at my doctoral dinner, and they govern the preschool and things of that nature. Prime time of Palm Beach County, which allows my staff to go to college for free and get a bachelor's degree. And 3 of my staff has done that. Who else? We've got Youth Services of Palm Beach County. We've got the Florida Department of Health. We've got all these entities that help to govern what it is that we are doing here at Faith Place, and all child cares and all schools, private schools. It's just amazing that they were all able to be in that one location to see what we are doing with our current students and the students who have gone on and who are productive citizens that they want to buy into and help to, pay it forward with the students that we have under our wings now. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. And I salute everybody, public school, private school, community organizations. There are enough students out here for all of us to help.
Yes, exactly. Ma'am. I say it all the time. Like, we have so many community organizations in here in Atlanta, and it's like there's enough organizations for everyone. Like, there doesn't have to be one single organization. Like, there's enough students who have this gift of playing the drums. There's enough students who have just a love for the arts. So just pick an organization and join it. Like, it doesn't have to be, this strife between public organizations and community organizations. Like, everybody can just share this love for the arts.
I think we just continuously make everybody better. Not the community group, but everybody as a whole. Like high schools, middle schools, community. I think as long as we make everybody better, then where's the gripe? I think ever since schools have been shooting off, even like the school that we just saw on the last podcast, Sarah T. Reed. I've never heard of them before. But now seeing them, it inspires me to be better with my students. And vice versa. I just think that inspiration to make people want to be better shouldn't create the segregation of what's going on. So make each other better. Like you see a good group, get better with that good group. Don't try to find a reason why that group is good and exclude them. I feel for Cream. I feel for Cream from back in the day when they was going through that with James Riles. I feel for any other group that may be going through that. Even Ty, because as you said, as I saw as well, Ty made a Facebook post, and I don't know what triggered him to say that, but I was glad that I was able to be a part of that, because I don't know how many groups are up there in New York that are even on a competitive level. I don't even know there's that many bands in New York, but being so far away from them,
but I think
obviously I feel like that. But
come out of that, because they think about that. That's community oriented, right? And these are beasts. It is Harvey and Ralph, with Bring Your Own Style. I love everybody, because way back when we first started, me as a church musician, I played drum set, right? So I just feel like it was just, I just love all things at a standard of excellence, right? And even if we're working toward that standard, right? Let's celebrate everybody. Why can't we celebrate everybody? But if you have your event over here and it excludes us, it's okay. I'm at this point in my life, it's quite all right. I'm going to still celebrate it. You won't hear anything negative come out of my mouth at this point in my life once again, all right? Because I've graduated, like spiritually. It's bigger than that. Just like a coach preparing their basketball team. We went to a game last night, and it was 60-60 with 8 seconds left. The ref called at 4 seconds left a foul. The boy missed one, and he made the other. and then it went to 0. And when I tell you they wanted to fight the referee, they wanted to, she got out of there. And it was a black lady.
Oh, it was a black lady? So wow.
She said, and the winner is them.
Oh my gosh. When we looked up, she was gone. The whole crowd stood up and booed her decision.
That's crazy.
It was bad, but that can go in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about perspective, how you see things. And if this organization says, we're going to do this, we don't want that, then I applaud them. I say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. That's how you run your ship. But when you're here with Honor Your Name, everybody's involved. Everybody's invited. We're not going to exclude anyone. We have someone for you to compete against, things of that nature. But I'm not just going to say, just come for exhibition and I'm going to give you a trophy and, quote unquote, make fun of that situation. Because that's what made me upset. Yeah. I think that while we're talking about segregation and things of that nature, there's no room for it over here at Face Place. And we are going to continue to adhere to everybody's rules. I celebrate, I'm going to go ahead and say it, everybody's organizations down here, all the schools. And can I tell you something, Jeremy? I don't know what it's like in Georgia all the way. But in South Florida, these drum lines are amazing. They are amazing.
It's a clear difference. Like I see it every year when I come down there.
I want to name names, but I feel like I'm gonna forget somebody, so I'm not going to. So I'm gonna say everybody brings their piece of the puzzle to the whole puzzle, right? And we're able to be great down here. And so I choose to point out the positive in everybody and just forget the negative.
So y'all clearly have a really good drum line. Like Face Place drum line is up there. Where did the like because you said at one point y'all started off, and I know y'all have a little drum line with which is like kids up to maybe 5 years old.
We try to keep them in the elementary range all the way up to 10 years old or something like that.
Right. So where did the competition style of y'all's drum line, where did that come from, and where did the fire behind that come from? How did y'all get so good in that aspect? Because when y'all approach competitions, there's a clear difference between other drum lines and Faith Place. Like y'all come with a specific flair. Y'all not stuck to one specific style. Like y'all clearly are ran by Cookmanites, but they don't look like Cookman. Like they have gloves on, like Norfolk, but then they play some swag styles, like some swag schools, but then y'all chopping as well with hybrid drum heads. So like, where did all this come from?
I don't want to cry. So it comes from Keith Jerome Gaskin III, my baby. Everybody knows him. He had long locks, then he cut them off before he went on to be with the Lord. He loved FAMU, okay? But he loved NCAT. But he loved Norfolk. But he loved Southern. So you see that gumbo, right? So he brought all of that to his writing. And he was a set player, and I think there's a difference with that too, being a church musician. There's a different way that he heard percussion. He wanted the drum line to sound like a drum set. And so he was taking all these different schools and styles, and he put them together. And that's where we got, this blend. And then here come Big Head Bryon. He came down from Columbus, Georgia, right? To work with us one summer for 7 weeks. And I know he thought I was crazy because I was like, look, I had taken my first graduating class to audition at FAMU and to audition at Bethune-Cookman. And I met Bryon then. And you were there too, Jeremie. Right.
You found a picture.
And so he said, hey, what do you... And he came in to help one of our students with his marimba solo. And I'll never forget that. I just thought that was so kind. I respond to kind people. Right? Yeah. Favorable.
Yeah.
I found it.
Oh, wow. That's legendary.
Yes. That's Bryon. Yes.
2017.
And that was a size medium jacket. My God, today.
And you know what's crazy? It really was a size medium jacket.
Because I remember I bought you a whole lot of polo gear when you first came down. It was all medium. So anyway...
So see, I'm trying to come on, man. Hold on, let me put myself on mute. Hold on,
you better watch. You better watch yourself. So anyway,
he didn't mute himself.
Jeremie, he came down to do that. Came out of nowhere, just wanted to help our students. Then after that, I asked him would he come down for 7 weeks to help. He came down, went back home for 2 weeks. My son Honor was crying, right? Because he didn't want him to leave. At that time, he was only working with the little drumline. And he came back, and I moved him into the apartment with Keith and 2 other students from our program, and who had just graduated. And it was like a dorm all over again. Yeah. Just with drum pads everywhere. It was like he picked up from where he left off with y'all. But with Keith. And Keith wasn't really warm to fake people, phony people. I loved him. We got along really well. And before I knew it, he and Bryon became the best of friends. It was crazy, right? At first, think about it. Somebody coming into your territory, you looking at him side-eye. He's like, you know, he studied. He said, Ms. Mays, why he here? And I said, class, I like the way he wanted to give, and he's just coming for the summer. He won him over, because Bryon has that effect on people, right? And so Keith and Bryon got together. They started writing together. They started collaborating. And I mean, wow. And it didn't hurt that right before Bryon came, we had gone 2016 to NCAT, because one of my students wanted to go there. And I said, Xavier, you want to go? We're going to go up there for spring tour. That's something we do every spring break. And so we went up there. We dressed in their suits like we saw them do when they went to Europe to perform on that massive stage. And oh boy, it changed our lives. We came back with the swag of NCAT.
Yeah, I come with that swag for sure. That's powerful, man. KG3, and I think y'all, every performance, or at least most of y'all performances, y'all give a good shout out.
Every performance,
That is so dope, man. Like, that's how you know, like, percussion, you can really instill just a deep love into students who share that same love for percussion, same love for the arts. And I'm just so grateful that he was able to do that for you and the students at Faith Place. That is powerful.
I believe the first thing we wrote, Mrs. Mays, if I'm not mistaken, was that Funk 40 excerpt in the summer.
Because I asked Keith to write a cadence with all of the 40 rudiments.
Oh yeah, wow. Was that the first summer that we started doing the 40 rudiments classes, or making sure everybody knew it? Oh, I didn't even know that part. I just came in and we just did it.
You know, a drumline girl, but I knew I'm a really good teacher. So I know, okay, here's the mark. Let's get everybody to learn them, right? So
y'all have a complete, just literal conglomerate in Faith's Place. Like, it's just so many aspects, man. I don't think that something like that we don't have in Atlanta. Like, I think ADA is still trying to find a building. You know, I think Nexus is just only a drum line, but y'all have just the entire arts package, and that's exactly what kids be needing. Like, especially in these hoods, like y'all in the hood of Palm Beach.
And I know this kind of it was not really off topic, because as he said, you know, ADA doesn't have a building, and then other people are running different things. Right, they are going to get it for sure.
They really are.
1,000
at some point.
But a lot of the groups that I speak to, like Dreams Beyond Beats is another community group, and Chattahoochee Valley All Star Band. We can go on days and days, but a lot of them ask me, and I haven't brought it up to you yet, that they want to sit down and have a conversation with us at Faith Places, try to see how have we gotten so far as a community, from being, because where they are now is they have to rent out buildings to practice for maybe a day or so, to maybe having a little venue where they meet in a recreational center, football field or something like that. A lot of them ask me, you know, if we can give them tips on what they can do to grow their community organization. I always tell them that, because I wasn't the one that started it, to see where it is now, I can't give you the best answer. So if you could, Mrs. Mays, do you have any tips for any community group that may be watching the podcast now, that's, I'm sure, is liking and commenting, asking different questions now that you probably are about to answer? Do you have any tips for them on what they can do to expand their group, to, you know, spread the love like how we've been doing with everybody else?
First of all, supply and demand, right? You have to create a need for you, right? And so we're able to show that it's beyond the arts, right? What are we doing with character building? We have the 6 B's of good character. Be trustworthy, responsible, respectful, kind, fair, and fit, spiritually, mentally, physically. So it's that is a big the core to what we believe, right? Those attributes, and that help to shape a child's reshape, right, their thinking from what they may have thought about themselves prior to. as Jeremie was saying, social media is a big bully. So it is infiltrating everybody's mind. Everybody from the young to the old, everybody. If you older, you own the book. Get off the book and get in the book called the Bible. And maybe that'll change how you're thinking about, yourself, right? And so for these students, I've known when I was in the school system, 3 students were Baker acted. Why? When you ask them, they said because of comparisons, right? They're comparing themselves. Baker acted means you've shown a school counselor, someone in the community, your parent, whomever, that you are mentally unstable. And not only are you willing to harm yourself, you are willing to harm other people. So when you say that out of your mouth, it is a citizen's duty to not only report it, but to remove you from wherever other people may be. And then that's the Baker Act.
So is that the Baker Act?
Yes, correct.
The Baker Act. Got it.
That child is removed from whatever said location and placed in a mental institution for children. And so that show,
just
that's
from verbal
that I know of. So if we do the research, Jeremie and Bryon, we will find, right, when we delve into this, which is a really, really sad commentary, where it's affecting Black and brown children more, right, that they're able to see it because they have a lot of PTSD, right, urban PTSD, dodging bullets walking home from school, or whatever it may be, trying not to be fought or stabbed or whatever. We've seen it all, okay? And so that tends to weigh on their mental. So what we have presented is ways that we can combat that. And so when you go talk to your local legislative representatives, you're able to say, okay, hey, here's the problem, and here's what we think could be the solution. Start that way. And then for us, it's faith in leadership and the arts.
The one time when I pulled up to, I think it was one of the Honor Your Name competitions, and I saw I think it was the mayor of West Palm Beach at the competition. I was like, okay, y'all have everyone that's backing y'all.
It's a blessing.
Everyone is backing y'all, for sure. So if anybody, if you're listening, you're trying to start your own community organization, take heed to these words. Yeah. And Mrs. Mays
Make
is saying,
yourself marketable, right? And
lead with faith.
And not for your personal gain. They need to know that this is not you. Right. I just started being able to have my board vote for me to get paid. And we're almost at 15 years. I was doing this thing for free because I believe in the mission, right? Is to help save these children from what they don't even know when they're losing from themselves. That really touched my heart with the young man that I had in 3rd grade. And his brother lost his life, and his mother said, if there were a place. So I said, I'm gonna take the charge. So I turned down being an assistant principal at that moment to grow myself professionally, right? And I said, here's what we're going to do for this community and beyond, right? In Palm Beach County, that's where we'll start. And then, wherever God leads us thereafter. But we just really, really want to be the change that we want to see.
That is so powerful. I don't even think I have any more questions. Like, you just really described the entire world of Faith Place. And so I learned even more that I didn't know prior to. And we've been working together for a very long time. And so, wow.
We have to celebrate everybody. And if they have good intentions. Yeah. If they don't, then just be quiet. Right. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But if they're doing something great and they're pushing the positive initiative, I'm for it all day long. You'll hear my voice. I'll cheer for my children. Absolutely. And Bryon gets upset when I'm in the videos of our battles, and I'm like, yeah! For the other group, he's like, why are you doing that?
Can't stand
and I'm like, I don't care what you or anybody else has to say concerning me and my joy. Yeah. Give me a call if you have an issue.
That's hilarious.
Be ready for the return. Can I mention something?
So cool.
I love these people. All of these creators. Sir the Goat. I love him. I believe he's out of Jacksonville, Florida. Right? We have Top Exterminator down here in South Florida. We've got In the Moment Photography. Right? I love Showtime Web. He's I love him. Oh yeah.
Showtime Web go way back when I was in elementary. ShowtimeWeb.com.
And A1 Media, Aaron Fields. I love all of these. And I'm sure there are others that I don't personally know. I don't know Sir the Goat personally, but I watch his commentary. Everybody knows how I feel about profanity. So if we could just do without that, that'd be great. But everything else is just amazing. I love him. I love how Chop Exterminator has built his brand from the bottom up. We just celebrating everybody.
Yes.
Ooh, and TJ Grizzle from Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
He's really nice with his videography and his eye. That's a creative. I love everybody who's doing some great things with their cinematography. And, Faceplace, we love to drop a good video, for everything that we're doing or to recap what we've done. So, yeah,
y'all be so dressed up. And so it's like you got to have a good video to capture it all. And then you spoke on how, some content creators be cursing. I remember this, and I will forever remember this day vividly.
Yes.
When you called me, it was like a divine intervention. It was like, hey, I know what path you're on. You can't be in two worlds at the same time. You can't not bridle your tongue and also say that you're a Christian or a follower of Christ and put it out to the public or whatever. And I literally listened to those words dearly and had to make that change. And so
I'm happy that you did, Jeremie. Because if I'm gonna watch the podcast and not turn it off, okay. I want it to be, have that standard of excellence. That's super important. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love all the feedback that I get from this podcast, and especially in any way that it can be better. So I thank you for that.
My
I
pleasure.
thank you for that. Before we go to our fifth quarter segment, do you got anything else you wanna say? I
think that's it. I want to shout out all those creatives, and I want to shout out you guys for being creatives. Look at what you have done. God has allowed you all to really soar with this podcast, and man, has it taken off. The merch, the rudiments, or whatever it is, the things that you're asking them to do of the day, of the week. I just think it's wonderful. It's a great way for that child that doesn't have an aftercare program, that doesn't have a school band or whatever, but has a love for percussion. You guys are drawing them in, and that's all we can be able to do with our gifts. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, yeah, I guess we can go into the fifth quarter segment. So for y'all who don't know, fifth quarter segment is where we play a band clip or a drumline clip that we love a lot. Either we saw it this week or we saw it back in the day, and we play it on the show for y'all to enjoy. We don't give no commentary. We go on mute, and so y'all can just enjoy it just as much as we enjoy it. And we had Miss Mays on today, so obviously we have to play some Faith Place clips. It's only right. It's only right. And so for me, I'm going to start off with Faith Place battled Piper High School in 2025 at the Roarfest. And but this cadence in particular was one of my faves out of this battle. And so I want y'all to check this one out.
I'm curious to know which one it is now.
You'll see. It's pretty dope. Yeah, here we go. This Face Place at Warfest 2025.
All right, on mute. boy.
Did you hear my voice?
Actually, throughout this entire battle, it's like just you yelling.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's my energy.
It's great crowd noise. Don't get me wrong. I love hearing the crowd.
Absolutely.
It's just when it be in the video. That's my only thing about it. In the video, it just be like, but it's the energy that I love. The energy of it, never taken away.
That is definitely dope.
That's the cadence that we wrote when COVID started, and we had the little summer. I think we were doing everything virtually, or
wow.
I think we were doing everything virtually, and I wrote that cadence during the virtual times because I just had time sitting down, and we called it COVID, and now here we are, we're playing that cadence.
Fire. Yeah, that's that got a good flow. Got a good groove.
What was your
to it.
favorite
Good
part
Latin
about
groove.
that
I like
cadence,
that.
Jeremie?
I think the beginning where it's like the snares come in on an upbeat, like they don't come in on a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It's like a 1, 2, and when you get an entire snare line to know how to come in on a non-conventional beat, that's not normal. Like that's not normal, and that's extremely different. And for me, I absolutely love, even though coming from Cookman, I love Latin grooves. So like whenever I hear a Latin groove, it always
So
catches
you
my
must
ear,
like
every time.
Florida
And then,
Memorial.
Yeah,
Taurus
absolutely.
is over there doing
they
all that
are.
Latin stuff. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they are really just revolutionizing, changing the Florida sound, honestly. Like, because Florida sound used to be specific to how Cookman sounds today and how FAMU sounds today. But what Lovey is doing out there, that flow mode, it's just a different sound, and I'm absolutely loving it. For sure.
Let me interview you guys. Yeah. Jeremie, what do you like the most about Bryon's pen?
I think
correctly.
I think for me, because I know a lot about Bryon, and I know he used to have like a love for Alabama State, and like he has a love for SWAC schools, and so I be seeing a lot of that in the stuff that he writes. Like I think more now than back in the day from Faceplace. Like I just see a lot of like different styles in the things that he writes. He does a good job in incorporating just different kinds of snare solos, like not just the consistent, everything is 16th notes, everything is just it's just a different way of approaching a snare solo what Bryon does, and that's always phenomenal to see. Even things that I probably wouldn't do, like things that I wouldn't even write. It's like, oh wait, I actually probably wouldn't have done that, but now that I'm seeing it, it's like, oh wait, that does make sense. He's different.
I appreciate it. And you'll be shocked that a lot of the ideas that come from those solos come from you, from when you used to do all of your BYOS videos. And obviously, I always tell you my favorite video that you did was that Superstitious video. That video goes crazy. I don't care what anybody says. But it's another video in particular that you did that I also try to incorporate in a lot of my solos. And you probably don't remember, but on your Instagram, you were at the Blue Stage and you were playing on my drum pad when I had the heavy hitters pad.
Oh wow!
And you did something what was like a decrescendo and single, and then you came back up, and then you just started going crazy. And I was like, how did this do that? Stick control is crazy. Things like that are my inspiration when it comes down to what needs to be done with the line. I just feel like everybody has a cap as to, we can't do this thing, or no, this is something that you can't do with drums. I always tell my students, just find an idea, and when you find the idea and bring it to me, we're going to make it happen. Because if it's an idea that you can't do with drums, that's how you know we're going to be the first ones to do it. Because everybody else thinks the exact same way. Let's step outside the box.
And that's another thing. Like, I can tell that you really embrace innovation. Like, I mean, I meant to point out, like, in this video, these snares had. I closed out the video. Oh, but look, I know shortcuts. Control, Command, Shift T.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
No, Command Shift T.
Computer engineering major.
Yeah, that opens up the deleted tab. But anyway, like Bryon really embraces innovation. Like these snares have sound projectors on it. Like who really has sound projectors?
He comes
like
to
no
me,
one.
Jeremie, with these ideas. They are outlandish at first. When I hear them, because at first all I can hear is he want to spend my money. Initial, I'm like, He's like, Miss Mays, see, here's what we can do with it. And when we go out, it's out. And I'm like, wow. Yes. I mean, just things I wouldn't think of that Bryon does. He says he wants to light a drum on fire. You know, that type of stuff. I'm like,
I've been saying that since cooking.
And if we are performing somewhere with sprinklers, whoa there. You know, so You know, you can't do stuff like that, Bryon. So think deeper, right? I don't mind that. Give an illusion of it or something, you know? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was going to ask you that. What did you like about
absolutely.
Bryon's writing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ultimately, we come from the same teacher. Like, Mr. O'Ray taught both of us. It's just we went through separate paths. Like, he went through the actual instructor path, and I kind of went through the having my YouTube page, having my Instagram page path. So it's crazy how now we can finally combine those loves together through this podcast, and that's all by the grace of God. So
yeah, it's like music performance and music education.
Yeah, it's like we literally created a platform that can combine them both.
There it is.
But yeah. So, Bryon, what you got for us?
So, my fifth quarter segment that I would like to bring to you all. When I first started at Face Place, Mr. Keith Gaskin was there, and he was harboring over the senior drumline, and he graced me with being able to keep the. But I think at the time it was called the junior drumline, but I just kept hearing little drumline, so I just always called them little drumline. And the fifth quarter that I have for you all is our show with my third year being at Face Place, I believe. Or it was I lied. It was my second year being there, but it was my third group. Wow. And this group was the biggest little drum line I've ever had, the most aggressive. We were taking that little drum line to football games for them to perform because they were just nasty. And it's so many of them that I still have to this day. And they were just like, look at them ready to perform, man. Come on. I might tear up watching this because whenever I watch this show and another show, I'm like, dang, God, how I get these kids to do that? I can't even get the kids now to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my little drumline group from, I don't even remember what year it is, performing their elongated show to the max of their ability. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Right.
Stop playing with me. I'm over here.
That was.
Come on, man.
Nah, that bass solo was really impressive. Like, these are kids and they're playing hand to hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
great.
That was impressive.
Yes, bro. I think that was like Trey Honor. I think they was on like 4th grade at that time.
That was like 3rd grade. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because you started working with him in 2nd grade.
You might be right. Because I saw Saran, I saw Neve, I saw that's when Auburn first started.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And now, Jeremie, they're on the senior drum line. So think about that. They're legit drummers of victory. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not like they playing the same stuff every year. They're learning new things every year, just getting better and better. That's what music is, man. You start music and you keep it going, keep them having a warning. No matter if you jump from school to school to school, you start from music and you get learning. Better and better at music. Come on, man.
Hey, I saw them Bama State inspiration on them tenors.
Oh, you seen that? Yeah. Come on, man.
I saw it. And they did the spin, and I saw it.
Yes, and then
I used to have a love for Alabama State too, so I can peep anything Alabama State. So
yes,
that's one thing me and Bryon really share. Like we both have that deep love for them.
Man, so, oh man, yeah, man. I'm gonna go rewatch that whole. That's an 8-minute feature with them little kids playing that thing. I'm gonna go watch that when I leave from this thing immediately. So that's my fifth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed. And now we have the wonderful Dr. Noble Lockhart-Mays that I hope she has a fifth quarter to present to you.
Absolutely,
if possible.
My fifth quarter is on the way. Yes. I'm so excited about this fifth quarter. It's interesting that everybody's talking about 2016 right now, right? 10 years ago, because there was so much going on. The music was good, right? It was the dances were fun, and y'all were in college.
Well, me and Bryon.
I was here at Face Place, and so this fifth quarter trumps everybody.
Oh, here you go.
They did not just play on NCAT's drums. What?
That's what I'm saying.
For like half the cadence too. I would have been in that thing.
Y'all did the call out on Auntie's drums.
The fact that we were in
that's absolutely crazy.
After that, Cream came up and was able to do that. But we were the first.
Wow.
First to come up and do that. And look, 2 community organizations. You know what I mean? So, but we were able to do that in 2016. And they were so kind to us. When I tell you, very nice. Kenji, all of them. Marquez, who was on tenor, who's from Atlanta, and Jamal
I saw
from
Jamal
Augusta.
in there.
They were all, and then I flew them down here to work with our students. And so, you know, and then from that, it just grew. We started bringing an awareness to them that they are not just, you know, on the screen, that they could be tangibly in front of our students. So that was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderul thing. You saw Lil Honor doing the little thing with the cymbals. So he's always been doing percussion for all these years, and I think he was 4. But for them to play their tag, our tag on their drums.
Tag on their drums, that crazy. Is, I'm jaw to the floor.
And then you see Keith in the video. Keith loved it. I mean, his glad bag was about to burst. He was so, and he rarely showed emotion, but he got on that bus like sweating. That was an indicator he was happy, that he was worked up. And so it was really, really phenomenal. That was a great trip for us.
Yeah, I never knew about that. Like, I didn't know that Cream went up there when Garrick, because Cream, we go on a yearly college trip too. And I remember when Cream went, but I had no idea Faith Place went, and that y'all did this with Cold Steel. Like, this is monumental.
It is.
That's legendary.
It is. 10
for
years
sure.
ago.
That is so cool. I think we reached the end of this, man. It was such an honor, such a blessing to have you on our podcast.
It's an honor to be here.
I just learned
Bryon,
so much.
Who's holding his tongue? I could tell. You're doing a great job.
You see, have you realized that? Like, I'm
You're
trying
turning
my best.
around. You're doing a great job, honey.
But tongue bleeding.
Because I don't want to. I love the fact that you're here, and I don't want to mess up anything about your presence being here with me saying something. I don't want to overshadow how great you are. That's why I'm just sitting here listening. I'm even in shock and all that you're here, and then I gotta go to work tomorrow, y'all. So I hope this thing went well, because if it didn't, like I said, this will be my last time. I appreciate it being on this podcast.
You did a great job. So did you, Jeremy. Thank you all so much, and thank you to all your viewers.
Thank you so much.
And your listeners. I'm not sure if you just have it for auditory purposes as well, and also whatever we do with our gifts, let it be for the good of the people. Okay. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you.
But before we go anywhere, I always got to know, if you practice today, good job. Here's a round of applause. Here's some water if you want some. Here's some water. But still go practice. If you planned on practicing today, but you just didn't get to it, why wait for something that you can do right now? Like right now, just go practice right now. But if you didn't plan on practicing today, if you didn't pick up no sticks, if you didn't listen to no metronome, you didn't even look at no sheet music, I got 3 words for you. You are trash.
Go practice. Be safe, everybody.
All right, y'all.